हम लोग को बेसिकली NH66 पकड़ने का है, हाईवे पकड़ने का है, एडापल्ली पकड़ने का. हाँ. ओके. 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 एर्नाकुलम में. हाँ हाँ. ओके. थैंक यू.
Time had flown by really quickly, and before we knew it, the last chapter of our southern road trip had begun. With the weather having been the way it was, we had to make a temporary sacrifice and give up on our plans to explore northern Kerala. That part of the adventure would need to wait for some other time. For now, we set off to find our way back towards Tamil Nadu. And to do this, we took the suggestions of several of the motorcyclists we met in Kochi and settled upon the route to Valparai through Athirapally. We're making our way out of Kerala today. I mean, it was sort of a short-ish trip, but most probably we're going to cross the border today. And the route we're taking is Chalakudi, Athirapally, Vazhachal, Valparai, and then we don't know yet. We're somewhere near Athirapally now. We just rode through this palm tree plantation. It's this gorgeous route. It's something that you should definitely try. I mean, what do you think of that route?
The route was lovely.
But now we will go to the waterfall and hopefully it'll have some water, because all the waterfalls we've seen in Kerala have had no water.
Like this trickles.
It's not Kerala's fault, it's our fault. We've come at the wrong time.
Absolutely.
And wow, now we've got an audience who are watching us vlog here on this bridge.
Hello people.
Huh? Woo, it's an audience. The waterfalls we saw were a patch on what they can be after the monsoon. But nevertheless, given the dry run we'd had in Kerala, they made for a majestic sight. If we'd enjoyed the roads up to Athirapally, the experience went up several notches when we entered the Sholayar forest. At the first checkpost, we were given a slip recording our entry and told that we had to exit at the other end, more than 50 kilometers away, in less than 2 hours. That seemed easy enough to do. But it was only after we entered the forest that we realized why that could be a challenge. I could have spent 2 days there. Soon after we passed through the final forest checkpost, we also crossed the border into Tamil Nadu and made our way towards Valparai. Valparai was incredible. A tiny town surrounded by tea gardens that stretched as far as the eyes could see. We spent our time there riding through different routes to find different views. And drinking copious amounts of tea, of course. While there wasn't much to do there was a lot to see. My bike's ready to go. Slow coach as always. Slow coach, how long are you gonna take?
5 minutes.
He means 22.
We get up every day at 5:30 in the morning thinking we'll leave and get onto the road anyhow by 7. But apparently that has never happened in the past 1 month, I guess. That
Not even once.
Not even once.
Not even once. And we always have a good reason.
A valid reason.
A valid reason. Finally, the man is done. Exactly 23 minutes later.
That included a tea break.
Included a tea break. Had to include a tea break. Thank you. Let us roll. I think this is the last sector of like twisties for us on this trip.
I guess so.
After this we are riding in the plains.
In the heat.
Why is everybody honking so much? Just yesterday we were talking about how the trip is already over. It's technically not yet over because we have more than 700 kilometers left to get home. But it is over in a sense because we're no longer really exploring too many places. We're just heading towards Madurai because we both have a little bit of work that we need to do over there. We're going to be there for a day and then we're just going to ride back to Chennai. So the exploring part of this trip is sort of over. But yeah, we have about 250 something kilometers to ride today. About 50 of those are down this road. It's been super fun so far and it's going to be a fair bit of fun for another 15 kilometers or so. And then after that, the boring stuff begins. After having spent the better part of 2 whole weeks riding through mountain roads, we weren't excited about the many hundreds of kilometers of straights that lay ahead. Fortunately, there were a few spots along the way that really stood out. As we drew nearer to Chennai, my mind began to wander, thinking about the adventures we'd had over nearly a month on the road. Most of this journey had been about going with the flow, and yet almost every part of it had worked out quite perfectly. It had led us into places and experiences that we would have otherwise never discovered. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that if I had to do it all over again, there wasn't anything that I would want to do differently. Except maybe next time, I would not be foolish enough to take on the wrath of the Indian summer. But even that is just a maybe. That's a wrap on another travel video series on this channel, guys. I hope you've enjoyed these videos. The Southern Road Trip was an incredible experience for me, and it's been a privilege to be able to document and share those stories with all of you here on my YouTube channel. Speaking of the videos, I want to thank Abhijit, or Mr. Nag as you guys know him from these videos, for not only being a really great travel companion, but also for shooting some of the footage that's been used in these videos and allowing me to use them here. It was great to have you around, Abhijit, and I hope that this trip was the first of many for us.